Hey gang, it's JC, and this is another episode of Sexually Speaking, sponsored by Dr. Kathy Naughton and the Center for Sexual Health. We'll talk about that here in just a couple of seconds. In Phoenix last week, a 61-year-old woman was arrested for grabbing a female TSA agent's breast with both hands and then twisting. Got to get the twist in there. She was charged with felony sexual assault. So if you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm getting felt up here at the airport, maybe I'll just reach over and honk, honk. Yeah, you're going to end up in jail. Meanwhile, in Chicago, former Defense Secretary Don Rumsfeld was chosen for a TSA pat-down. He kept his hands to himself, by the way. The couple in Decatur, Illinois, went to the courthouse to get married last Wednesday, but before they could go in, the groom, 23-year-old Billy Rutherford, was arrested for violating a court order to avoid contact with his bride. He'd been arrested in March for aggravated domestic battery for beating his fiancée. He was ordered to stay away from her and was arrested again in March for violating the order. When you show up on your wedding day and they haul you away for being too close to the woman who's going to be your wife, you're having a rough day. Match.com recently analyzed their member profiles to see what people are most willing to compromise. That is, when someone said potential dates must have a certain trait, and then they dated somebody who didn't have that trait. Well, the two areas that people are least willing to compromise on: smoking and hair color. People are most willing to compromise on income and do you want kids. So people will compromise on the idea of bringing a human life into the world, but if you're blonde and somebody wants a redhead, no deal. Are you kidding me? The Got Milk ads have now transitioned from celebrities with fake milk mustaches to menstrual humor. The new Got Milk ad campaign is all about how men should encourage women to drink milk to fight PMS. It's based on an old study that found that calcium and vitamins in milk can relieve period symptoms. Man. Okay, now Dr. Kathy Naughton, the Center for Sexual Health. You have problems, and if you have problems, your partner has problems. Because if the dreaded male erectile dysfunction is taking place, or if you're having some sort of a bladder issue or prostate trouble, or for the women, if you're having sexual dysfunction, it's not just your problem, it's the problem of the person that you're playing high the salami with. So that's what Dr. Kathy Naughton is there for. Not only to deal with the issues of problems that you have below the belt, but to also deal with all the psychological implications and all the practical issues that come into play when you have a significant other who's sitting there going, is this something I did? So it gets really complicated, and Dr. Kathy Naughton, a great person to help you out with those issues. Center for Sexual Health online at Center for Sexual Health, STL.com, or you can call her at 314-315-9965. Of course, it is a medical facility, and we always remind people of that fact. And finally, everybody needs a little variety in their life, so to help you out, the people at Cosmo have compiled a list of 6 types of sex all couples should be having. Been a little bored in the bedroom lately? Here's what you should do, so listen up. Number 1, take your sweet time sex. I think that speaks for itself. Number 2, quickie sex. I think that speaks for itself. Take charge sex. This is where one of you backs off and lets the other person run the show. Okay? Number 4, show off sex. This just means having your way with yourself in front of your partner. Not only is it insanely intimate, but it gives you both a chance to see how you handle yourselves when the other person is not around. You could learn something. Stuff in the air. Man, there's this junk in the air. Go see Dr. Kathy Naughton. Recommend a ear, nose, and throat guy. Animalistic sex, raw, primal, grunting, and comfort sex. Sure, hot, wild sex is great, but every once in a while you just want the tried and true moves that you know will work. It may not be exciting, but it makes you feel just as good, and that's usually the point, ain't it? All right, that's it. Sexually Speaking for Monday, July 18th, 2011, and it's sponsored by Dr. Kathy Naughton at the Center for Sexual Health, 314-315-9965. See you next time.